Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm going to play you some videos and I want you guys to pay attention and I want you to really think about this. So, everybody's been talking about Elon Musk and his brain implant and how the guy was able to take his thoughts and control a computer screen and move the mouse around. Well, this is nothing new, okay? All this stuff is going to be connected. You will be connected to technology in the future. You have Charles Schwab. He openly admits that you're going to have brain implants in you. And they make it seem like it's wonderful. I'm going to play you some videos and it's frightening what these people want. I'm telling you, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be a utopia. It's an enslavement system. So, I'm going to play you some videos. I hope you guys enjoy and well, just know the future is frightening because these people are wicked and evil and disgusting. And if you don't comply, well, you're going to be like myself and you're going to be kicked out of society. Because there's no way that I'm going to sit there and be involved in this whatsoever. So I encourage you guys to stay strong, stay motivated, and just know that our only hope right now is in Jesus Christ, okay? This is our only hope. Because if you don't believe in Jesus Christ and you don't think that the time is getting close, nobody knows the time or hour or any of this stuff right now. But I think we're getting pretty close. So I encourage you guys to get right with God. I'm going to play you the videos, and I hope that you guys like this. Make sure to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and I would appreciate that very much. Thank you, and God bless.
But can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, and we measure your brain waves, and I can immediately tell you how the people react, or I can feel how the people react to your answers. Is it imaginable?
I think that is imaginable. I think you can imagine that. You can imagine, well, you're going to be sort of transplanted into the internet, so to speak, to live forever in a digital realm. You can imagine that you just in your biological incarnation are going to live to be some very long age.
Progress is good. Patient seems to have made a full recovery with no ill effects that we're aware of, and is able to control the mouse, move the mouse around the screen just by thinking. So we're trying to get as many button presses as possible from thinking. So that's what we're currently working on is, can you get left mouse, right mouse, like mouse down, mouse up, mouse, left mouse, sort of left button down, left button up, which is like kind of needed. Like you want to like click and drag something, you need the sort of mouse down and to hold on mouse down. And then there's, we want to have obviously more than just two buttons. So we're trying to make progress on that front, but overall it's looking very good.
First off, a video. It's going to make you see the future and understand a wonderful future where we can use brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive, and find love. Let's roll.
Sensing your joy, your playlist shifts to your favorite song, sending chills up your spine as the music begins to play. You glance at the program running in the background on your computer screen and notice a now familiar sight that appears whenever you're overloaded with pleasure. Your theta brainwave activity decreasing in the temporal regions of your brain. You mentally move the cursor to the left and scroll through your brain data over the past few hours. You can see your stress levels rising as the deadline to finish your memo approached, causing a peak in your beta brainwave activity right before an alert popped up, telling you to take a brain break. Your mind starts to wander to the new colleague on your team, whom you know you shouldn't be daydreaming about, given the policy against intra-office romance. But you can't help fantasizing just a little. But then you start to worry that your boss will notice your amorous feelings when she checks your brain activity and shift your attention back to the present. You breathe a sigh of relief when the email she sends you later that day congratulates you on your brain metrics from the past quarter, which have earned you another performance bonus. When you arrive at work the next day, a somber cloud has fallen over the office. Along with emails, text messages, and GPS location data, the government has subpoenaed employees' brainwave data from the past year. They have compelling evidence that one of your coworkers has committed massive wire fraud. Now, they're looking for his co-conspirators. You discover they are looking for synchronized brain activity between your coworker and the people he has been working with. While you know you're innocent of any crime, you've been secretly working with him on a new startup venture. Shaking, you remove your earbuds.
What do you think? Is it a future you're ready for? You may be surprised to learn that it's a future that has already arrived. Everything in that video that you just saw is based on technology that is already here today. Artificial intelligence has enabled advances in decoding brain activity in ways that we never before thought possible.
Facebook page I said it to.
Colin Cravino has a microchip implanted in both of his hands.
Some people just look really grossed out. I put my hand up and I let them poke at it and they freak out.
Developed in the 1950s and 60s, RFID chips, short for radio frequency identification, have been used by retailers to track packages and prevent theft. Farmers use the chips to keep tabs on their livestock. Pet owners use them to identify their cats and dogs. And lately, members of the so-called body hacker movement have been implanting RFID chips under their skin, programming them to perform various tasks. Colin Cravino, a smartphone repairman in Brooklyn, New York, uses his chips to open his front door. He found them on a website called Dangerous Things that sells implant kits and offers user tips.
I came across it when I was doing research on the Samsung Deadbolt that I bought. And then the first thing that I noticed was that I could get an RFID tag that would work with the Deadbolt.
Cravino plans to modify one of his motorcycles next.
And I haven't decided on where I want to put the authenticator, the antenna, thinking probably down by the seat somewhere because this comes off. So I would just tap my hand on it. Then the light would come on as if I put the key in, and then I would just hit the ignition and start the vehicle.
RFID retailers estimate that between 30 and 50,000 people worldwide have chip implants in their bodies. German tech consultant Andreas Sjöström used his chip as a boarding pass on a recent flight from Stockholm to Paris, and to get into an airport VIP lounge. Skeptics say the implants raise privacy issues and worry that strangers could...
One company, though, wants to take that technology to another level by implanting a chip in your hand. So, the overseas company Walletmore is selling the microchip in parts of Europe. It's about the size of a grain of rice, goes under the skin. It's then activated using a digital wallet app. The chip is going for about $300, and the company says at least 200 people have gotten them implanted already. I would have many.
Well, thousands of people in Sweden are having futuristic microchips implanted in their skin to carry out everyday activities and replace credit cards and cash as well. More than 4,000 people have already had the sci-fi-like chips about the size of a grain of rice inserted into their hands, with the pioneers predicting millions will soon join them as they hope to make it global.
We saw a robot and he started talking about the cognitive science stuff he do, and I do robotic stuff, so I was like, hey, it'd be cool if we kind of connect them together. And we went back to the lab, tried it out. After multiple trials, it worked, and we kind of just took it from there. The system works like this. We mount a device on your head called a brain-computer interface, okay? And your brain, when you're thinking about things, produces these electrical signals. Imagine it like brainstorms, okay? We're collecting those brainstorms and patterns that are firing off from your neurons in your brain and kind of figuring out what are you thinking based off that information.
Pretty much you think going forward and the robot will move forward. If you want to move to the right or to the left, or move to the left or right. UF is one of the few schools in pretty much in the country working on this area and thinking how can we use robots outside the lab using our brains so we can help us do things in our real world tasks.
We're really looking at it from a different perspective. We're looking at it from an overall perspective, from a user-centered perspective, whereas a lot of other researchers are looking at it from a technology-centered perspective, just saying, okay, this is something cool that you can do, but we're looking at it from a much larger picture. We're looking at it starting with the person and their experience.
Some people might not like the fact of having robots at home, especially controlling with their brains. It's not something that people are used to actually do all the time. So we'll face a lot of controversy in the beginning, but that's one part of the challenges as a researcher. How can we make people comfortable using this technology out there?